Hello, Mr. Norman. This is David Clabo. I'm about 3 hours behind on my turn-in. I stayed up really late last night. As you know, I'm about 9 hours ahead to try to get more steps done, but I keep hitting a lot of snags and going back and having to like redo stuff. So basically, here I am. I wasn't happy with my topology and with what I showed you before. Um, so I went and took my model from ZBrush and brought it into TopoGun. And I've never used this before, so have been looking at it, and I know that a lot of people use it. A lot of people say that it's the top topology software, and I like the idea of software that's like just does one job. So I learned TopoGun. It wasn't really that hard to learn, and I retopoed my model here. It looks a lot better. There's still a lot of work that I need. There are a few triangles in here, but the important thing is like I was able to get the kind of lines. I've got my circle around the mouth, the circles around the eyes. Um, it's a little bit uneven from this side to that side because obviously the hard part with this character or this bust is that it's not symmetrical. So that's adding a lot of time to everything, and doing the ears, and that was really difficult. Um, but I know TopoGun really well now, so that's a bonus. Um, and from now on, I'll be using this to topologize, which is great. So then I took it back to ZBrush, and now this is something else. This is not, obviously I've added a bunch of alpha work here to try to mimic the pores of the skin stuff, but this is actually uh, displacement map being turned on. And what I found was that I wasn't really happy with, I will load up my tool. Let's see, I wasn't really happy with the UV map as well with ZBrush. And what I realized is that if I didn't have that's no, sorry, that's also, yeah, this is after topology. What I ended up it didn't work out well with the projection, but I was able to get it down to 2,000 points. So yeah, the projection doesn't seem to be working out very well. Getting like distortion here, I don't know why, and some distortion here and on the eye. So as you can see, I've made a low poly normal map and a no low poly displacement map. But again, like the UVs are coming from ZBrush, which for some reason, I don't know why, but when I go to the work on clone and enable control painting, no color is showing up. I don't know why, but this is originally what I've got. And then if I go here, or Argon clone. All right. Anyways, it's terrible. And then I realized that my displacement and normal maps are actually coming, are based off of those maps. So then I decided to go into Maya and take my retopologized model. There's some lashes there, which I don't really, I had made, I don't know why. Anyways, so here's my here's my retopologized model, and then I came in here and made a proper UV map. Now this took me forever to do. I'm just learning Maya 2016's new functions and new features. I've found out about Unfold 3D, which is another software. I actually have been trying to buy the software since December, but they seem to have a problem sending me my dongle so that I can use it. But I've heard that that's like the software to use. So this is why I'm running into snags, because now when I send this back to ZBrush with this new UV, I'm getting something like this. I don't know why. Doesn't seem to be like it's because of a checkerboard or anything. There's no, like, this is just, I haven't assigned any material to this, and it took me forever to get all these pieces. I started out with the UV's automatic projection system, lined it up as best as I could so that the face was one piece, and then just sat here for hours attaching multiple little pieces until everything was attached, and then unfolded and relaxed until I had all my pieces. This is the base piece. It can get a little bigger, I guess. But this is with my distortion on, so it looks pretty clean. I'm happy with it. Like, from what I've seen of like proper head UV layouts, this looks pretty good. And on the head, it looks pretty decent. I mean, there's some bits here that are kind of messed up, but that won't be seen, right? So there's the seam in the back, and it goes up to about here, and none of that will be seen because it'll be having hair. Now I guess this needs to be cleaned up. I found out that if there's any problems with your, like if your UVs are over, so there's probably something like an edge that needs to be sewn. Yep, sure it is. And so, oh yeah. I found out that if there's anything overlapping in your UV from Maya, it will cause problems in ZBrush. Now ZBrush is stuck. So basically, I want to do the best job that I can on this model. I know I'm like way behind, and I know I don't anticipate the frog taking me too much, especially now that I've got this process down. It's just, I want this piece to look really good, and the character as well. So I'm not exactly sure what I should be doing with like how to best get these. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of stuff. Like for example, with Maya 2016, we obviously never went over. So I'm kind of teaching myself here at this point, and I'm feeling a little frustrated because this has all changed, but I haven't been able to be updated from school. I mean, with the last shading and texturing class, I did really well in that, but the problem is he didn't actually know, or he was just getting into Mila, or at least developing the curriculum for Mila. Now I figured Mila out, but this is all taking time, and I don't have a lot of time here. So and also I'm on the other side of the world. It's a little bit hard to so I need some help or direction as to what to do. I want this to be a good working game piece or animation piece, whatever, but just something that I know I need some practice with this, both with the topology and I think the UV mapping I got pretty good. I was always pretty good at shading, lighting and shading, so, or at least with shading. Lighting was difficult, and UV mapping. But yeah, it's just getting frustrated because I want to move on to my second piece and the character, and I know that's going to take a lot, and I've got just over a month to do all this, so I don't want to rush that, and I keep getting hung up. My next step is obviously to make the eyes, like properly make them here in Maya, and have a sphere inside of a sphere, and then have an indentation, and I've been watching a lot of videos on how to make good eyes, and then just get a good texture. The other thing I don't know is, like, with the Mila, like, should I be using a procedural, or should I try to grab bits of the bust, the subject's skin, of Iggy's skin, and use that as a photo on this UV map here. Obviously these eyes would be covered. They were kind of designed so that another eyeball would go over this. So these aren't really the eyes, but the skin. So I don't know if I should use a mix of procedural and photo, or what, to get that good skin texture. I mean, obviously I've heard Mila is supposed to be really good with subsurface scattering, which kind of which is what skin is really, makes it really realistic. So that's where I'm at. Like I said, I stayed up late last night trying to figure out what to do with this, and yeah, it's I need some help, basically. So if you could, if there's any time that you could meet up and we can go over, like on Skype or iMessage or anything like that, I'd be really happy. So, all right, thanks a lot.